So now I'm going to look at horizontal parabolas. The only difference is the equation. Everything else works the same. You have x minus h equals 1 over 4c times y minus k squared. So here, I'm not subtracting anything from x, not adding anything, not adding or subtracting anything from y, so my vertex is the origin, 0, 0. Since it is x equals and not y equals, it's going to be opening left or right. So since y squared would be positive, I would have been on the positive side of my x-axis, but I have that negative, so now I'm going to be on the negative side of my x-axis, so it's opening to the left. And we can see that once we start plotting the vertex and the focus and all that. C, I have 1/12 is related to 1 over 4c, so 12 equals 4c, so c is 3. So my focus, so I'm opening to the left, my focus is to the left of my vertex, -3, 0. Which makes my directrix on the right. And this time it's a vertical line. That is the directrix. And that line is x equals 3. And again, from my focus, since I went C over, I can go up to C and find a point on my parabola. Be -3, +6, and -3, -6. So my parabola looks something like this. So here I am adding 1 to x. So the opposite would be -1. I'm not taking away or adding anything to y, so my y value, my vertex, is 0. -1, 0. So here I have 1/4, and I'm comparing that to 1 over 4c. So 4c equals 4, so c is 1. And my fraction here, my coefficient on y squared, is positive, so I'm opening to the right. So my focus is to the right of my vertex, so that's at the origin, 0, 0. And my directrix would be on the left at -2. So the directrix has an equation of x equals -2. So from here, since c is 1, I can go up 2, because it's 2 times c, from my focus, and down 2. So my parabola looks something like this. The next one, I'm subtracting 2 from x and subtracting 3 from y, so my vertex is 2, 3. And there's a negative, so it's opening left. So C is 2. So opening to the left, from my vertex, I'm going left 2. So my vertex is at 2, 3. So left 2 would be at 0, 3. And my directrix would be to the right 2, which would be x equals 4. So from my vertex, if I went over C, from my focus I can go up to C and down to C. And that's my parabola. So there's one of these. Given the attributes, what's the equation? We're not doing standard form. So the vertex is the point in between the focus and the directrix. So it has to be here at 0, 1. And the distance in between is 3. So C is 3. So that's my general vertex form equation. I know it's opening to the left since my directrix is on the right of my vertex. So I'm going to bend away from my vertex so it's opening to the left. So I have a negative on that fraction. So my vertex is 0, 1, so I have x equals negative 1, and then 3 times 4 would be 12. Then I have y minus k, so y minus 1 squared. And since we have a test coming up, I'm going to go over a review problem with I. I squared is negative 1. So I'm multiplying, I'm going to distribute the 2. So 5i times 4, that's 20i. 5i times 3i, that's 15. I squared. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times negative I is negative 2i. So I'm going to collect my i's. I have a constant that's going to go out front. Technically, the general form of a imaginary number or a complex number is a plus bi. So the real part and then the imaginary part. So I have 14 out front, and then I have 20 minus 2i, so that's 18i. Then I have my imaginary part. Well, my I squared term. It's not imaginary. I squared is negative 1. I squared is a real number. It's negative 1. So I have 15 times negative 1. So that's negative 15. Then I still have my 18i. So that is negative 1 plus 18i. You can do this in a calculator. I won't show you how. Ask somebody or Google it, but I'm not going to show you how to put it in the calculator. But you can put it in the calculator and do all that. It'll give you an answer.